But no, Mike Krukow. I was just thinking about this. Like, what is it? What was it about Krukow? What is it about a guy like Krukow? What's the connection? What was the allure? What was the reason, or what are the reasons that he hit everybody? Whether it was a hardcore fan, a casual fan, an outside observer, maybe like me, but it seems like everybody just recognizes that this guy struck a chord with a fan base, and, along with Dwayne, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Is it worth trying to dissect why this guy has elevated himself to this kind of stature where we kind of feel a little empty because he's going to be gone after almost 4 decades here?
No doubt. And Stoney, I love the question. It's well-deserved, right? Because he is a legend. And I can't wait to listen to him tonight as they take on and host the Tigers. But people, don't take this out of context. But Bonte, Butch gave, and we're nowhere near those guys, but we've been together going on 10 years. And I got to tell you, I've been out with you where people have given you credit, not on your takes, but just what your person means to them. I've heard it with my 2 ears. So when you say, why do you think, Goo, people gravitate to Kruk and Kuiper, and obviously Krukow in this manner, I believe because it's what you possess. It's Mike being his true self, man. And when you are open and you don't fake or change up, and I just think you get the stamp of approval from baseball fans and anybody listening to you in whatever realm of, you know what? That Mike Krukow, that Matt Steinmetz, they're real. They're being themselves. And I'm telling you, Stoney, that's how I believe it starts.
Well,
I feel like I know the guy. You know what I mean?
No doubt. There's no doubt. Like, and to some extent we do. Like, I feel like I don't know Mike Krukow's heart, but I know his sense of humor. You know what I know? You know what I mean? I know what he thinks is funny, and a lot of what he thinks is funny is what I think is funny. I think he's pretty clever with his words.
Yeah.
I love that. I've learned enough about him personally over the last 35 years, at least about his family and his kids. I know a little bit about them. Obviously, more recently, the whole Pride Night thing, he shared a lot about, one of his children. And just over the course of 35 years, you get to know somebody, even though I met him one time.
Okay.
Oh, by the way.
Your video was great.
No.
What happened?
I made a mistake.
Dude, I watched that thing 3 or 4 times. I go, that's my partner.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In our video, I said, Mike, the first time I ever heard your name was in 1975 when I saw your first Stratomatic card. He broke in 76.
Oh, count the bucket, right, Risotto? I'm sure.
You know what?
Count the bucket.
No. You know why? I tried to get cute. I tried to get freaking cute. And I don't know why I just didn't say in the late 70s, because that would have made it easy.
Look at you.
So
when did you realize it?
About 5 minutes after I said it, I'm like, you know what? He may not have broken in by 75.
You're fine. We're
but you know what?
the bucket over here, baby.
I had the minor league version of Stratomatic.
All right,
on the Sergio Garcia, throttle, that is like way down.
Okay.
Nothing to worry about.
Especially on the Google
I got
meter.
you.
Yeah. You're 1 year, you're fine, baby.
No, it's definitely beneath me telling Kevin McHale something happened in the wrong year and him correcting me.
I was there.
And it's also not even close to when I said to Reggie, I attributed a quote to Reggie Jackson that was actually Billy Martin. And he said, well, Matt, that was actually Billy Martin. I'm like, oh, my God, that's right.
Don't forget John Shea. Remember?
Yeah.
He wrote a few more books.
Hey, we're talking about Reggie Jackson and Kevin McHale. John Shea can live with that one. So anyway, 888-957-9570 is the number. We can definitely get into Mike Krukow at any point in the show if you want. Anything about him. What makes what do you want at he wasn't a homer. And now he loved the Giants.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a homer. Plain and simple. And that to me is for me personally I love that. Now, that may not quite be others' cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I thought over the years, similar to Jim Barnett. I thought they were fair. They were critical. But at no time did we ever think, they weren't on, quote unquote, our side.
Yeah.
But they kind of told it like it was. And I think a lot of people respect that.
And Steiny, I grew up obviously in Union City real quick here. And, the cable package had WGN. So I used to, get the Cub games. And I'm giving these two guys compliments because regardless of how good the Cubs were, I don't know if you're familiar with this name, I'm sure you are, but Harry Carey and Steve Stone, they were just fire and ice and just music to my ears. But I was just, it was hard for me to come up with a duo like Kuiper and Kruk. And Willard hit it out the park yesterday, too, I thought, with what he said to us and on the video to Mike. Steiny, like, Kruk and Kuiper were damn near bigger than the players. And that wasn't by design, No, it's the greatest compliment.
I mean, yeah, they're obviously outside of some of those, championship years. Kruk and Kuiper were kind of the faces of the Giants at various times over the last, 30 or 40 years. Coming up at 10:45 today, we're going to have Javi Lopez. Javi obviously does, he works in the Giants organization, but he also does some work for NBC Sports Bay Area. And he was among the first, when Kruk started taking a little time off years back. Remember the Giants brought in a little bit of a rotation.
Yeah, no doubt, I remember.
Javi was one of those guys.
He was good.
So we're going to talk to Javi Lopez about Mike Krukow and his career. And the other thing is now,
how different do you think tonight will be for Krukow knowing that the announcement is out there and we'll truly never get an answer? But if it were you, would you feel any different, or it's like just another day at the office?
I think tonight is going to be nothing's going to. So they're honoring Mike Krukow on the last game of the regular season against the L.A. Dodgers.
Okay, awesome.
So that'll be the tearjerker. I think tonight, though, if I know Mike Krukow, and I don't, but like we're saying, but I do, I think that people are going to bring up during the telecast that it's his last year.
Kuiper will do it for sure.
And Mike will be like, yeah, that's not the time for this now.
It's early.
We got a game, we got plenty of time, but I appreciate it. He'll probably try to take the focus off himself tonight if it's brought up and put it on the game. But Mike Krukow, hell of a career, man. Mm-hmm. Hell of a career. Got a couple other things I may want to get into today. And I'm working on a list. Maybe a little game.
Am I on it? Finish that. Is everything about you? I'm not that type.
It's not.
Okay.
You're not on this. You're not on this list. But already some people are saying, well, who's going to replace Mike Krukow?
Oh,
and
man.
Whoever does it is going to have a hard job. Made up a list of how tough it is to follow a legend.
Ooh, wow.
And the guy, when we lose somebody, not lose life or death, but when somebody retires, sometimes the shoes to fill are quite big. Yeah. And Krukow's shoes are going to be quite big. Couple other things I was thinking about. 49ers, obviously. I want to get into this first game in Australia a little bit. I want to get into, I think something happened NBA-wise that could not impact Steph Curry.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Could, spark a conversation about Steph Curry. I don't know if anybody saw the press conference in Philadelphia on Wednesday with Jaylen Brown. Anybody see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Was that unbelievable or was that unbelievable? I mean, Bob Myers' leadership was on full display on Wednesday in Philly. Bob Myers showed everybody what kind of leader he was.
There's no doubt.
And he is on Wednesday in Philadelphia by not being there.
That is wow.
Bob Myers has orchestrated one of the greatest off seasons in basketball history So Wednesday, there was the big press conference. And, Bob wasn't there. He let the GM
Gansey
take
I think
all
Evan told me
the
was
credit.
Gansey. Yeah.
He wasn't even around. And I was just thinking about that, like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That we all know that he was involved, and the first year GM is in his first year, and he let that guy sit at the podium and take the questions about, about what the Philadelphia 76ers did in the offseason. I thought that was pretty cool.
When you just hear his name, Bob Myers, our friend, do you feel like the Warriors let one get away, or the ship is sail goo? But I don't like it. I don't like the fact he went somewhere and had something to do with Brown and LeBron and made that pitch like showing you how to talk to a woman if you're nervous at a bar or a public setting on the fly on the Rich Paul podcast. Do you come down my road if I feel like I wish we still had that in the building? Well,
I want to kind of get into that. We can get into that a little bit on the other side, because I think there's something there too. And I think it's worth a discussion balancing what you just said about, do they miss Bob Myers, but also being, factual about some of the picks at the end of his tenure.
No doubt.
And kind of where he fits in the grand scheme of things. Who knows? 20 years from now, Bob Myers may be Mike Krukow, and we'll be talking about who replaced Bob Myers. Remember, he was a legend. Remember Dunleavy? He failed, or remember Dunleavy? And he brought the Warriors back after Myers left. So 888-957-9570 is the number. We'll talk some Mike Krukow today. Once again, Javi Lopez at about 10:45. And we'll get into some Niners. We'll get into some Warriors. And then the other thing is I may need some help from some people who were supposed to go to a show last night. You know what happened at Chase Center?
Dude, it bothered me.
Did you hear though?
Yes.
We got to get to the bottom of what happened at Chase Center.
That's not cool.
And hopefully somebody can give us some insight.